Welcome to C# for daily use. Have you ever wondered how to calculate the week number according to German standards? Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll be a pro at determining the German calendar week, also known as Kalenderwoche. That is of course also working for the US fiscal week. Whether you're developing scheduling software, generating weekly reports, or just curious about handling dates in different cultures, this video is for you. We'll break down the process step by step and explain everything you need to know about the ISO 8601 standard. Let's dive right in. Here's what we'll cover. Understanding calendar calculations in different cultures. Here we check also an example for the United States. Introduction to the ISO 8601 standard. And of course a step-by-step coding guide in C#. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of how to handle week numbers in C# for any culture, with a focus on the German calendar week. Let's start with section 1. Understanding calendar calculations in different cultures. In this section, we'll explore why different cultures have distinct rules for calculating weeks and why it's crucial to handle these differences in software development. First, let's talk about calendars. Did you know that not all countries follow the same rules for their calendars? This isn't just about different holidays or weekends, but about how weeks are defined and calculated. For example, many countries, including Germany, follow the ISO 8601 standard. According to this standard, a week starts on Monday, and the first week of the year is the one that contains the first Thursday. This might seem like a small detail, but it has a big impact on how we calculate week numbers. Contrast this with the United States, where the week typically starts on Sunday, and the first week of the year might be defined differently. These variations mean that the same date can fall into different weeks depending on which calendar system you're using. So why does this matter in software development? Imagine you're creating a scheduling application that's used globally. Your users in Germany expect the week to start on Monday and follow the ISO 8601 rules, while your users in the US expect the week to start on Sunday. If you don't account for these differences, you might end up with confusing or incorrect schedules. In C#, we have powerful tools that help us manage these cultural differences. The culture info and calendar classes allow us to handle date and time calculations according to any cultural standard. This ensures that your application can accurately reflect the expectations of users from different parts of the world. By using these classes, we can create flexible and accurate date handling in our applications. In the next sections, we'll dive into the specifics of the ISO 8601 standard and show you how to implement these calculations in C#. But first, it's essential to understand why these differences exist and how they impact your software. Understanding this standard is crucial because it's the basis for how we calculate week numbers in many parts of the world, including Germany. The ISO 8601 standard is an international standard for date and time representation. It was issued by the International Organization for Standardization, ISO, and is widely used around the world. This standard provides clear guidelines on how to represent dates and times, ensuring consistency and clarity. One key aspect of ISO 8601 is how it defines the first week of the year. According to this standard, the first week is the one that contains the first Thursday of the year. This might sound a bit unusual at first, but it ensures that each week of the year has at least 4 days in the same year. Another important point is that the week starts on Monday, not Sunday. This is different from the week start day in many other standards, such as the US system, where the week starts on Sunday. In C#, we can easily work with the ISO 8601 standard using the culture info and calendar classes. By setting the appropriate culture and calendar rules, we can accurately calculate the week number for any given date. Let's walk through this code. Now we are in Visual Studio and you see a Windows Forms project. In the main form we have a small layout for our example. Just a date time picker to select any date. A button as start point and a text box for the result. We start our short journey in the button click event. Step 1. Set the culture to German. We use new culture info DD to create a culture info object for German culture. This ensures that our date and time calculations follow German conventions. Step 2. Get the calendar associated with the German culture. We use German culture calendar to retrieve the appropriate calendar object. Step 3. Get the date you want to find the week number for. For this example, we're using the date time picker to get the date that we want. Step 4. Define the rules for the first week of the year. According to the ISO 8601 standard, we set the calendar week rule to first 4-day week, which means the first week must have at least 4 days in the new year. We also set first day of week to day of week. Monday. Step 5. Calculate the week number. We use the get week of year method of the calendar class to calculate the week number based on the selected date and the rules we've defined. Step 6. Format the week number. We create a string that starts with KW followed by the calculated week number. This is the standard format for week numbers in Germany. And there you have it. This code will correctly calculate and display the German calendar week number for any given date. You can integrate this logic into your applications to handle date and week calculations accurately according to the ISO 8601 standard. In this code you can make easy changes depend on culture info or week data. So keep learning and enjoy your day.
Hehehehe